So let's get started. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. My name is Christina Guglielmi Bradbury. I'm a certified nutritionist with CanPrev Natural Health Products. I'm very excited to be here tonight because we have a special guest speaker, Dr. Rory Gibbons. Dr. Rory Gibbons is a practicing naturopathic doctor in the Vancouver area and is here tonight to talk about science beneath the surface, your skin from underneath. Before we get started on that, just a couple quick housekeeping things. If you see the question and answer box at the bottom of your screen, feel free to ask any questions throughout the presentation, and Dr. Rory and myself will address them at the end of the presentation. If you have any comments, if you have any testimonials, any tidbits you'd like to share, feel free to enter them in the chat box throughout the presentation. And again, we can address them as we go. Tonight, we are going to be giving away one massive prize pack valued over $350 to a lucky attendee. The draw will be done after the presentation, and you will be notified about tomorrow or the next day about this big win. But because we're feeling ultra generous tonight, we're going to add in 2 more winners for some mini prize packs that are going to incorporate some beauty and skin wellness products. So thank you again to CanPrev and to all of the Vancouver retailer stores who brought this community together for tonight. We are going to get started because this presentation is loaded with information. So Dr. Rory Gibbons, thank you so much, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be able to speak on this topic in Vancouver. I mean, I'm in my home office, but speaking to people that are in BC is so great. I wanted to just bring light to that gift that CanPrev is giving away. That is a fully loaded prize pack. I'm pretty jealous. But so just a little bit about me. I am a licensed naturopathic doctor in British Columbia. I am a father of a little boy and a new little boy just 7.5 weeks ago. So it's been quite a time for all the parents of multiples. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I have a high interest in functional nutrition and how micronutrients affect the biochemistry in our body. And that's my practice right there. I love using functional nutrition such as, vitamin C and zinc and collagen peptides and silicon and all of this stuff we're going to talk about today because it makes sense to me. We know the biochemistry behind it and how it affects the body. Some other little side tidbits. I'm a speaker. I like to speak to people and educate. I have written some articles for the magazines. I'm a husband, father, we talked about that. I'm a cyclist. I love road riding. I've just got a cyclocross bike recently, so I'm doing some little gravel rides, which is fun. I like being outside, let's be honest. Says at-home exclusive chef. Sure. I ordered DoorDash like you wouldn't believe. Lastly, I love Star Wars. It's one of those guilty pleasures for sure. Let's talk about science beneath the surface. So first off, let's start with some skin anatomy to kind of get people grounded and give people a kind of a visual of what's going on. So don't worry, it's not too crazy. The top layer right up here, let's call this the epidermis. All right, the air is here outside and inside your body is this way. And within the epidermis, there's multiple layers. We're not going to get into the multiple layers there today. Just we don't really need to. This is where you put all the topical stuff. The next layer right here is the dermis. And then underneath that is the hypodermis. So root cause skin health starts from beneath the surface. So certain nutritional products are made to make your insides healthy and make you glow outwards. So instead of applying products on top of the skin, which could be sometimes considered masking a problem that is occurring deeper, all right, we treat underneath and make the skin healthier. So this doesn't mean that all the topical products are bad. We will see in a moment that sometimes we absolutely do need those topicals. The nutrients that I'll be talking about today affect all 3 levels. And you will see these products are designed to improve your skin on the cellular level. So not every product is going to address all 3 levels, but in general, we're going to give you certain nutrients that hit all the levels. All right, so just some basic fundamental things for good skin health. Hydration does so many things for our body, but for our skin especially, It's an easy rule. If your pee is clear and colorless, you're hydrated. All right. We want to limit refined and processed sugars. When we eat refined sugars such as pop and candy and cookies, this elicits a response where insulin is released into the blood. We know that insulin, when unregulated, is a driver of inflammation, and skin conditions have a very close inflammatory component. Alcohol. So we're looking at like liver here. So when we do this, when we limit alcohol, there's less toxin levels that need to be cleared out of the body. And when there's an abundance of toxin load in the body, it can sometimes reflect through the skin. Not always, but often. Regular exercise. Regular exercise does the skin wonders. Not to mention your heart, blood, kidneys, muscles, pain levels go down, libido, mood, brain function, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I could talk on and on and on about this. A healthy dose of sun. So no burning. Don't burn. If you have burned, you've gone too far. Don't be that person that's like, well, I'll burn and then it's a tan the next day. Try to avoid that. So pay attention to your skin in the sun and take breaks. People usually will know how long too long is. So before you feel crispy, take a break by getting in the shade. Stress. We don't have any of this in our lives right now, do we? So reducing and managing it on the daily, this benefits us on many levels. But for the skin, this is usually connected to the blood sugar and insulin component, leading to inflammation. Last but not least on this list, is not a complete list, healthy fats. Every day. Omega-3 fatty acids found in avocados, olive oil, fish, nuts, seeds. They are good for us and we need to eat them. And we're going to find out why in a few moments. So external influences on skin health and overall wellness. Again, talking about too much sun can damage the DNA in the skin cells, which is ultimately in charge of making new skin cells. So if DNA is damaged, then there's a chance that that mutated cell, if it's made, can evolve and lead to skin diseases down the road. Okay. Now, the body has mechanisms built in that help to avoid that from happening, but ultimately too much sun can increase the chances of this happening. Let's just break down UVA and UVB. UVA, simply put, it's in charge of aging the skin, and UVB is in charge of burning the skin. I just bring this up because I've had people say to me that like, oh, one UV is the good one, one UV is the bad one. B is for bad. They're getting that mixed up with something else. That's not a thing. They both are a healthy dose. They both are healthy in low doses and potentially detrimental in higher doses. Topical skin products, the skin soaks up the topicals that we put on them. So that means if you're putting chemicals on your skin, they are being absorbed, and thus our body needs to deal with them. Okay? Those things go to the liver, they go through the skin, and they go into the blood, and then they go to the liver for processing. And if they are toxic to our body, we need to get rid of them. This could potentially be contributing to something called liver burden, which can present on the surface of the skin. Not all topicals are bad, but some can be harmful over time. Cortisone creams. This is a great topic, and I use them sometimes. Although they're very effective in eliminating inflammation on the skin, it can over time make the skin thinner and then further cause cracks and loss of integrity of the skin. Okay, address the cause of the condition at the same time as using the cortisone creams. And lastly on this list, again, it's not a complete list, but it's some of the things that I talk about and see on the regular. Radiation from X-rays. Exposure from the X-rays can change the DNA in the cells, but this depends on the exposure duration and frequency. So I bring this up because it comes up in my visits when people are talking about X-rays, and like my doctor says that I got to get an X-ray for my broken bone or whatever. They're like, oh, what about DNA? What about exposure radiation? Let's talk about some skin terminology. Just some words that may come up through the presentation. I just want to kind of define them. And you don't have to like memorize these, of course. When we talk about these effects in the presentation, it'll be pretty clear on what that means. So wrinkles, a depression in the outer layer of the skin. So in the epidermis, elasticity, it's the ability of the skin to go back to the original shape. Density, how plump the skin looks and feels. Suppleness, how pliant and flexible it is, so similar to elasticity. And smoothness, it's referring to an even consistency. So I'll try to connect these terms as we go. A little summary of the nutrients that we're going to go over today. So essential fatty acids, omega-3s in particular. Collagen, it's a great topic right now. All these are great topics, but people seem to really love collagen, talking about collagen. Silicon, biotin, also known as vitamin B7, something called ceramides. We're also going to talk about something called maliacin as well with the ceramides. Stay tuned. And lastly, ashwagandha and L-theanine. So you're wondering, why are we talking about those things? How does that relate to skin health? You will find out. First thing on the list, essential fatty acids. So let's clarify some terms here. Essential fatty acids are fats that cannot be synthesized by the body, therefore is essential to the diet. Okay, so omega-3s and omega-6s are two types of essential fatty acids. We will be talking about omega-3s tonight. So what does it do? Omega-3 fatty acids can be broken down to EPA and DHA. Right? So before I go on, we got essential fatty acids, right? And we got omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s. We are talking about omega-3s, and now we're talking about EPA and DHA. That's a flow chart. EPA is more for inflammation, and DHA is generally more for nervous system and the brain. I don't want to just limit those. They work very well together in lots of different situations. So omega-3 effect on the skin. EPA is doing a lot of the work here. So it is improving lipid levels in the epidermis, in the outer layer. So lipids are fats, if you didn't know that, but this doesn't mean that there will be more stored fat in your skin. This means that the fat that should be there for the skin health, it means that that is improved. Right? So every cell has lipids around it. So we want to provide the lipids for those cells to function and be more pliant. It modulates inflammation. The EPA part of the fish oil, specifically, as I mentioned, affects the inflammation, and it helps to modulate it. It doesn't crush it all together, but it just kind of controls it. Photoprotection. This is really interesting. These lipids live in a layer that is closer to the sun than the DNA in the cells, right? So it acts kind of like a filter. Increased hydration and improves water loss, which is really interesting because it's a fat, right? And usually fats don't go with water, but in this case they do. It traps the water in there. Improves flexibility. So each cell, as I was saying, is encased in a lipid layer, which is soft and flexible. And they are kind of like really soft, half-inflated balloons. So if I was holding a balloon and it was a cell, and I pushed it like this, it would be, changing shape and really quite elastic and flexible. So on a microscopic level, this is what's happening. But what does that translate to? So long and short, soft and smooth skin. Okay. Omega-3s provide hydration and elasticity to the skin, which in turn promotes soft and smooth skin. Okay. So eat your omega-3s, eat them in your diet every day. If you want to take a fish oil supplement for a different reason than skin, do it, but take a good one. I have an idea of where to get a good one, and here it is. So the CanPrev essential fatty acid lines, the Omega Pros, are an excellent choice, absolutely. So there's liquid and capsules, depending on which one you can tolerate more. Some people just don't like the texture of oils. So if you're going to do capsule versus a liquid, just making sure we're getting the same dosage that your naturopathic doctor recommends to you. There's EPA and DHA in all of them. These are professional grade omega-3s, and that means they're about 2 times more concentrated than other fish oils on the market. And the one thing I really love about this brown bottle right here, is that it's professional line, but you can buy it over the counter. Okay, so that is what is really wonderful at specialty pharmacies. You can buy these at over the counter. That's a top of the line product. Really impressed by that. So the capsules, 2-to-1 ratio, but clinically, I always recommend a fish oil liquid due to the higher concentration of EPA in them. I just find that most of my patients see benefit from a high EPA type of omega supplement versus like a balanced ratio. But that's just the population that I see. That's not a general blanket statement for everyone. I did really want to bring attention to something called IFOS. Ta-da! IFOS is an acronym for International Fish Oil Standards. So International Fish Oil Standards provides a way for companies to test their products to the highest quality, safety, and purity standards in the world, and then showcase their full testing results online for anyone to see. It's public. I really like this because this is an example of a third-party testing company. So CanPrev CanPrev produces the product. That product goes to IFOS. IFOS tests it. And then the testing methods and the results are posted online. It just takes any bias out of claims. Ooh, FAQs, I love these. Okay, so what if I'm a vegan? That's a great question. So vegan sources of omega-3s do exist, absolutely. Usually they are higher in DHA and lower in EPA in general, okay? The vegan sources are lower concentrated material and they are more expensive per serving of EPA and DHA, just again, in general, it's just due to processing and sourcing. What if I have a shellfish allergy? This is a very like legit concern. So shellfish allergy, the ones that you come to mind are the anaphylactic type where your throat closes up and you stop breathing and you get swelling in the tongue, and it's bad news. So there's no shellfish in these products, okay? They're definitely tested for that. So if you have an allergy to anchovy, sardines, and or mackerels, then don't use these products, okay? I'm just gonna say in general, like if you have an allergy to the swimming fish, then nope. We're gonna have to go with a vegan source. What's another good one? Can I mix it with something because I don't like the fishy taste? Yeah, so this is awesome. So first of all, fish oil should not taste fishy, okay? Often patients will tell me like, oh, fish oil, like I can't stand that gross rotten fish taste. My response is like, me neither, it's disgusting. So something has gone wrong in the production of that fish oil, all right? Either was produced incorrectly on the production line, put in a bottle that doesn't filter light, or both, or it's too old and past its expiry date. So it should not taste like that gross, like rotten fishy taste. The CanPrev fish oils, they taste awesome. They taste really great. Like there's a mild, very, very, very minimal fish taste. And I'm kind of that guy where I'm like, it tastes like fish, but I definitely tolerate the CanPrev fish oils very, very well. My go-to with patients that are struggling with this is to mix it with a small shot of mango juice or in a smoothie if you are having trouble with the texture or the tiny little minimal fish taste. And can you give this to teens and adolescents? Yeah, absolutely. There are dosing instructions in the bottle. Of course, double check with your naturopathic doctor to see if fish oil is the right option for you and your child, and to talk about what else is going on with that person, right? Because there might be some other nutrients that are needed as well, or some other testing that's needed. That's it for omegas, by the way. We are going to move on to collagen. Yeah, the collagens, this is amazing. Like the more I do the presentation, like the more I appreciate what collagen does in our bodies. So collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body and in all animals, actually. So it's found throughout your body, from your teeth to your toenail bed, and pretty much everywhere in between: skin, muscle, cartilage, tendons, bones, organs, arteries, even your cornea. So you've probably heard the term, you're the glue that keeps the group together. Okay, well, collagen is what keeps our body together, literally. The meaning is actually in the word itself. So the word stems from the Greek word kolla, which translates to glue. In Greek, the second part of the word gen means producing. Okay, so you may recognize the term like genesis, means making or producing. Think of collagen as the glue that binds your body together and gives your tissues their structure. Okay? Without it, you'd be basically a little puddle on the ground. That wouldn't be very good. So after like 25 years old-ish, okay, our collagen gets into a state of catabolism instead of anabolism. So it just doesn't mean like it totally switches to breaking down and not building at all. It's just the balance between it kind of favors breaking down more. So this is where supplemental collagen comes into play. So catabolism, like I said, means breaking down, and anabolism means building up. So keeping those terms in your mind. So this is not to say that there's no anabolism happening at all. We are adding high quality collagen in the best available form to support the anabolic state. So this is I was just at the park, so seesaw is in my mind. So this is after 25. Catabolism is a little bit more dominant than anabolism. So what we want to do is add in high quality collagen peptides, and we're going to bring this side up. Whoops. We're going to bring this side up and this side down. It's a little bit more balanced out. So where does it live? So collagen, like I said, lives everywhere in our connective tissue. So let's break down exactly where. So our connective tissue is made up of individual cells. Okay, the space between the cells is where the collagen lives. All right. So let's simplify this. It's hard to visualize cells. Okay, unless you've seen textbooks and slides and all that stuff. So if you imagine a suburban neighborhood, okay, where the houses are the cells, everything in the inside is what's going on inside the cell, and everything outside makes up the neighborhood, such as lawns, driveways, patios, roads, mailboxes. That is the extracellular matrix. Okay, the extracellular matrix gives order and structure to the neighborhood. And this is where collagen lives. Okay, it gives order and structure. So what's the difference between collagen and collagen peptides? Just to clarify now that we are talking about collagen in a bottle, not collagen in the body. Okay, switching gears really quickly there. So collagen itself is actually considered a structural protein in the body compared to other proteins like enzymes, hormones, and antibodies. Okay, those are made up of smaller components called peptides. Protein is made up of peptides. Collagen peptides have been shown to be more bioavailable to the body, mainly because they are less likely to be graded by digestive enzymes. Okay, this means that when we take a collagen peptide, we get more of it versus a collagen protein. I'm going to say that one more time. So collagen peptides are small. Okay, collagen protein is larger because they're made up of bigger peptides. All right. So we get more of the collagen peptides because they're less likely to be degraded by digestive enzymes in the gut. Okay. So this is why we are talking about collagen peptides tonight. So one, these collagen peptides are providing the raw building blocks for collagen in the body. Great. And two, collagen peptide binds onto the fibroblast, which makes the collagen, and then it tells it to make more collagen. So it's like activating the collagen makers at the same time as providing the materials for them. That's a pretty amazing combination. So the type of collagen peptide that these products use is called, it has a name, it's called Verisol bioactive collagen peptides. And it is a trademark collagen that with some really great research surrounding it, which I'll touch on in a moment. Really quick here, like I was saying, just kind of get a visual. This is a collagen protein right here. And you can see these are all little peptides, right? A bunch of these guys all strung together in a certain form. And then a peptide is made up of amino acids strung together in certain sequences. Let's talk about choosing one. Like you go into a store and you're looking for a collagen. It might be kind of tough to test these in the store. So how to pick a good collagen? You want to look for a neutral smell. So smell and taste come from larger bonds in the bigger collagen proteins. We want a neutral smell. It doesn't smell like much at all. We want a neutral taste. Same idea as the neutral smell. Solubility in water. So collagen protein will not fully dissolve. Okay. The proteins are just too big. So peptides, on the other hand, will dissolve in any temperature of solution, cold or hot. Looking for cost. So a general rule of thumb in retail, if a product is mass produced, to make it cheaper, something is sacrificed. Okay. For example, take a capsule. Okay. Everyone's seen a capsule of something. Okay. A capsule of magnesium, for instance. If a company has done all their preparation and the product only fills up to like 3/4, they need to fill it with something. Okay. So what are they going to fill it with? Are they going to fill it with something benign and useless to the body, or are they going to fill it with something useful? Right. So the cheaper products will be filled with things that are useless. Just think about that the next time you're looking for a supplement off the shelf. If it's like really cheap, might be a reason why it's so cheap. Brand reputation. Select a brand that strives to use sustainable means to create their products, okay, such as sustainable fishing or purchasing products from independent producers. A company that uses third-party testing to test their products, such as IFOS, International Fish Oil Standards. Production and testing should be available to you, all right? So if you can't find how it's produced, like write the company or just ask your ND, right? NDs have access to professional line products, and the reps are usually really great at explaining the production process and testing methods, and for good reasons, because we want to give our patients the best product and the cleanest product out there, and the ones that work. Choosing collagen, you want to make sure that the size is correct. So the pieces of collagen that you are ingesting from a product should be really, really small. All right. This is from a collagen product. It should be really small, like 2 to 5 kilodaltons small. So that you can't see that. That's a molecular weight. That's very, very small. So if they're not that small, then the product will lose its effectiveness, or will have varying degrees. So here's some very solid results. I'm hilarious. So the ingredients here. So Verisol is the type of collagen in the product. There's some studies that were done on the Verisol bioactive collagen peptides. The first one, we saw visible skin results in like 28 days. That's just like 4 weeks. That's not that long of taking a supplement. Best results were seen after 3 months. Cellulite, this is an interesting one. Within 3 to 6 months, there was less waviness in the skin reported. Visible nail results, so not necessarily skin related here, but we saw an improved nail integrity, such as chips, cracks, and peels within 2 months. Hair, increased thickness after 4 months. These timelines are not very long. So if we can address the cause of the problem and give nutrients like these, man, we will be healing and feeling better about ourselves way quicker than we anticipate. Wound healing, yeah, collagen increases the wound healing speed and integrity. And of course, the size, we're looking at the 2 kilodalton size, 2 to 5 kilodalton size. And remember why it's easily absorbed into the body, and it signals the body to produce more collagen at the level of the skin. So it's specific. Comes in a liquid and a powder. The liquid has a little orangey citrus taste, but it's really mild and very palatable. Yeah, it comes in powder. So this is great for those people that are like, oh, I wonder if I could add it to my coffee in the morning. Yeah, totally, 100%. I do it every single morning. It's delicious. Actually, it's a really neutral taste, so you barely taste it, but the texture is nice. And so in production of these collagen peptides, hot water is used to break down collagen to gelatin. And then to break it down further after that, we need to use enzymes. So I'm saying this because we have already used super hot water to break down the collagen protein. And now we need more than just hot water to break it down to peptides. So the hotness of the coffee doesn't actually affect the hydrolyzed peptide structure because it's already broken down to the level of hot water that can break down. Okay. So long and short, that if that was kind of too confusing, you can add it to your coffee and it doesn't change the effectiveness of the collagen peptide. Here's some common collagen myths that have come up, and for very, very good reason. Like these are great questions. So one is you need vitamin C to make collagen work properly. Okay, well, not exactly. So not the hydrolyzed collagen. So vitamin C is needed to change dietary, proline, and lysine, which are amino acids, into a usable form, okay, which is called a hydroxylated form. Before collagen can be made, these two amino acids need to be changed. So collagen supplements and meat provide these amino acids in their already changed forms. So they're already usable. People that don't eat meat or take collagen, they need vitamin C to change the proline and lysine from their diet into a form that is usable. You need marine collagen for skin and grass-fed collagen for joints. Nope. Myth. So no difference between these two because the only thing that matters is the peptide size. Okay. So marine collagen has been shown, like has been talked about as like, oh, it's better for skin because of marketing. That's really it. Okay. So people spend more money on their way they look versus the function of their joints. And the production of collagen from marine sources is more expensive. So the real difference between these two, like honestly, it's sourcing and production methods. But if you have allergies, that can make a choice between marine collagen and grass-fed, maybe personal ethics, people that are pescatarian. But we would ultimately expect the same results from grass-fed and marine collagen. Okay, if we're talking about collagen peptides. Size of collagen doesn't matter. I hope you've been listening because it does. So 2 to 5 kilodalton size, this is what has been shown to be the most effective. This is a great topic too. Bone broth is just as good. But do we really know? Okay, so bone broth is good, and so is collagen, but I don't think there's ever been any situations where two of these things have been squared off and tested against each other. So bone broth is created when we boil down animal bones for a long time. Okay, we boil it down, simmer it, put some herbs in there, and then we drink the broth. So when cooked enough, the collagen turns to gelatin, okay, which in turn wobbly when it's cold, right? So like we talked earlier, to get to a peptide form, we need to use enzymes. So we still need to break down the proteins into amino acids that our body can use to make whatever protein it wants. So there's another step involved. So at the end of the day, bone broth cannot target specific collagen concerns the way hydrolyzed peptides can, okay, due to lack of enzymatic activity in the bone broth production. Bone broth does do wonders for a lot of people, though, absolutely. So this is a really amazing little nutrient here. I like to think of it as like the keys that unlock the collagen. So silicon helps collagen do its job of keeping body parts together. Simple as that. Silicon is actually one of the most abundant trace elements in our body, and it helps to activate the hydroxylation enzymes that are essential to building strong collagen networks. So it like kind of starts up the enzymes and fires them up to help make more collagen. So it helps use the amino acids that are already present from your diet without collagen supplementation. Okay? So in skin, silicon is associated with the synthesis of the extracellular matrix glycosaminoglycans like hyaluronic acid. You've probably heard that term before. And this traps water and combats skin dryness and has also been shown to increase the number of collagen-making fibroblasts. So that's like, imagine like putting these two together, right? Silicon and collagen. Man, you're going to have some pretty amazing function and production of collagen. Where can you get it? Whole grains, unrefined whole grains, beer, green beans, some other dietary sources, bananas, leafy greens, lentils. So a lot of this you can find in your daily diet. But the silicon that we're talking about specifically is called monomethylsilanetriol. Monomethylsilanetriol. We're just going to call it MMST, okay? It's a very unique form in that it's 100% water soluble and 100% stable. So other silicons on the market actually need different mediums or they would clump up. They have a really awesome shelf life once they're open. And some other cool facts about MMST. This is really amazing. So MMST is really effective at increasing bone volume. Okay, so research has shown that it is the same or sometimes better than bisphosphonate drugs for osteoporosis. That's really that's a big statement right there. So this is incredible. It does this by increasing the bone builders, such as those are called osteoblasts, and decreasing bone degraders, and those are called osteoclasts. So you improve a lot more cells building bone and a lot less cells eating it up. Silicon also helps arterial tissue. So like blood vessels, makes the arteries less permeable and more flexible. So higher pressure areas like the aorta and the carotids, where there's like a lot of pressure in there, they have 10 times more silicon than other arteries in the body. MMST is super bioavailable to the body. So the higher amount of actual silicon per weight in this product than any other one on the market. Takeaway from all that information I just talked about here is that this form of silicon is readily absorbed and utilized by the body better than any other product you can find. The CanPrev Silicon Beauty products have MMST and biotin in it. I wanted to bring that up. So B7 is one of the vitamins that has been really shown to be helpful in the health of skin, hair, and nails. And it's just a really great combo to put those two together. So what are you going to see? There's going to be an improvement in suppleness and smoothness of the skin. Okay, so in other words, the skin becomes more pliable, plump, and smooth. That sounds lovely. So now you're thinking like, okay, we just talked about collagen, how great it is for the skin. And now we're talking about silicone, which sounded kind of similar. But if you had to make a choice, ideally you want to put them together because they complement each other very, very well. But if you had to make a choice, skin, collagen, probably your best bet. And hair and nails, if you have a hair and nails issue, silicone, probably your best bet. So who's heard about ceramides before? This is so cool. Who would have thought about fats in wheat? Okay, so we'll talk about ceramides for a second. These are naturally found in the outermost layer of the skin, the epidermis. Okay, so over time, like collagen, ceramide levels decrease naturally. Okay, this is a gluten-free wheat extract. How can it be gluten-free if it's from wheat? So because it's a ceramide extract, which is not gluten. Okay, so ceramides are a component of wheat, just like gluten is a component of wheat. All right, so here's your wheat, and we got one thing in there that's gluten, and another thing that is fat, and a bunch of other stuff, but they are separate components. Okay, so because it comes from wheat, each batch is tested rigorously to make sure it is gluten-free. Okay, so celiacs can have this. Okay. So what do? That's a good question. So they reinforce the water barrier of skin cells, and it permits water retention in the skin. Okay, so the combination with similar effect as omega-3s. So if this means if there are less ceramides in the epidermis, then there's less skin hydration, which means there are more fine lines and cracks. There's something else in the beautiful skin product that is really amazing, and it's kind of like silicon to collagen. Okay, so something called digalactosyl diglycerides. Let's just call it DGDG. All right, it helps to absorb the ceramides and also metabolize them. Okay, so they're kind of a helper. Ceramide versus ceramicide. Okay, so ceramicide is a combination of ceramide and DGDG. That's a pretty skookum combination right there. Because one is like providing the structure or the building block, and the other one is like activating it. Where do you find this stuff? Soybeans, dairy, eggs, sweet potatoes, wheat germ, corn, brown rice. But I want to bring in someone that is going to talk a little bit more about this. So Christina, come on in, come on down.
Hi again, everyone. So and part of the beautiful skin, just a little tidbit on that, being part of the CanPrev family gives us the opportunity to get sort of first dibs on this product when it comes out and share with our friends and family. So I was really excited to get my hands on this, and we definitely gave it out for a lot of people to just kind of test. Our most outer layer of our skin, our stratum corneum, is laid out of about 50% ceramicides. And so when we're looking at hydration and skin healing and what this product can actually do for the skin, it's quite cool. I did give one of this product to a colleague of mine who was actually experiencing a lot of redness and dryness in her chin. She took a before and after picture, and you could see really it's a 15-day course of this product where you start to notice a difference. And at day 15, you really could see the difference in the redness and the inflammation that she was experiencing. So I always like to tell people, when you decide and if you decide to try something like this product out, take a before and after picture, because sometimes the changes are subtle when you're looking at yourself in the mirror every single day. But when you're able to reflect back on day 1, day 15, day 30, day 60, and really see those changes, it kind of adds that other element to if the product is working for you. There aren't necessarily research studies or claims done for something like acne in this product, but given the fact that it can reduce inflammation, support hydration, I did give it to a friend of mine who was experiencing adult acne. We do know with skin health, we do have to work internally. There could be things like hormones. There could be things like gut health concerns that we have to work through. And so as this friend of mine who was working through these concerns, we kind of gave her this just to see. And of course, within day 16, she messaged me and said, her acne is obviously still there. She's working through it, but the inflammation of it, the redness, the dryness has improved, and she's noticeably improved. So it is great to see the changes in this product. And it's not just for our face. Like, we think about beautiful skin, and obviously we think about our face because that's what people see right away when we meet them. But it's our entire body. Like, if you're working through dry skin, if you have itchy skin in the winter, or if you're concerned about the summertime and the effects of the sun and drying out your skin in the sun, this product can support just hydration in your total body from head to toe, even your scalp, right? So definitely great to see testimonials coming back on this product of people who are trying it out and taking those pictures and sort of monitoring it as they go. So always fun to share those little tidbits in something like this.
Excellent. Yeah. So you brought up some like so many great like clinical little pearls there. So it's so relatable. So things that came up for me right there was like skin dryness. Why is your skin dry? And how like that can really these products can really help that because of the water retention aspect of it, and also the redness. Like, that's one thing I didn't think about like bringing up, is actually like the inflammation control that these products are also offering for the skin is very powerful. So thank you so much, Christina, for talking about that. So you're probably thinking like, okay, whoa, man, I wonder if it can help with my whatever, like eczema, psoriasis. And the answer is probably, but you or the person you're thinking of has to determine the underlying cause of the skin condition and treat that as well as supporting the outer layer of the skin. So this product being something that is going to support the outer layer of the skin itself. Lastly, on that one, is vegan and 100% gluten-free. So if you don't want to take an animal collagen, then this would be an excellent alternative. Okay, down to the last couple of products here. These are just, they're so good. Healthy hair. I know this is like presentation was like, oh, it's skin, but hair is in the skin. So let's talk about that. Quick little anatomy lesson. We just need to remember that it grows outward from the skin. Okay, so as we can see here, the hair follicle is buried in the dermal layer or the dermis of the skin. And even though this is a very small location, if you think of like the size of like the end of a hair bulb, there's a lot of things going on there, okay, for the hair to be functionally sturdy. This is the location where hair follicle growth phases occur, and more specifically, the anagen and telogen phases. So if we remember back at the beginning, we were talking about anabolic and catabolic. The anagen phase means growth, and the telogen phase means rest. I bring these phases up because some medical conditions affect these phases, which can lead to hair loss, and also some of the ingredients in the healthy hair product will support these phases. So also at this location, anchorage of the hair follicle is taking place. So if there's no anchorage into the skin, the follicle will just fall out more easily. So there's like a skin health component to hair. So usually the main concern we see around hair is hair loss or hair shedding. So what's the difference between those? So loss is when the hair stops growing and falls out. Okay, it won't start growing again until the cause of the problem is identified and treated. So this is known as anagen effluvium. You don't need to worry. I just love saying that one. Hair shedding. So when the hair continues to grow, but more hair than usual falls out each day. Okay, so it's still growing, still repeating, but lots of hair is coming out. This is known as telogen effluvium. Okay, you can say that to your kid like you're doing a spell from Harry Potter next time. So why is this happening? So we need to address the cause of the problem and provide the hair the tools it needs to grow. Okay, so sometimes these phases can be disrupted in things like as hypothyroidism. Okay, so that anagen phase is disrupted. So this product, as we will see soon, can certainly help to an extent symptomatically, but it's imperative to address the hypothyroidism itself, not just the hair issue, but for other health-related issues as well. Another reason why, inadequate anchorage into the scalp. Another reason why is this person might be depleted in nutrients. B6, zinc, and biotin are called cofactors in the creation and sustenance of hair. So if one of these is missing, or for example, like depleted, the process by which hair is made can be disrupted. I've heard of situations where people are so chronically stressed that the hair falls out. You heard of that before? Probably. Or so like inflamed. Like zinc is a big inflammatory modulator. So if that's depleted, it's going to affect your skin, potentially. Healthy hair uses a patented ingredient called carinat. This is really cool. Carinat is a GMO-free, gluten-free millet and wheat extract ingredient. So how is this gluten-free if it's from millet and wheat? Well, the millet is gluten-free naturally. All right, that's easy. But what about the ceramides, right? We talked about that. That is the lipid in the wheat. So maliacin and ceramides, lipids, and they're extracted from the millet and wheat. So maliacin is from millet, okay? I just want to break those down. Maliacin is from millet, that's gluten-free. Ceramides are from wheat. They are not gluten. They are the fat in the wheat. Gluten is a protein. Every batch rigorously tested to make sure it's gluten-free. So celiac's totally fine using this. The B6, biotin, and zinc, these volumes are RDA values, and we know that they are cofactors, so they are an excellent addition to the carinat itself. Oh, one cool thing I wanted to add about the carinat is that the millet and the wheat that's harvested for this product is actually from the Chambord region of France. It's by a network of family farms that work in a sustainable agricultural farming community. I thought that was really interesting. I automatically thought like this mass-produced wheat, but it's from like smaller batch farms in France. Dose 1 cap per day. It's a tiny little capsule, but really concentrated. Carinat is clinically proven to reduce both hair loss and shedding by 50% after 3 months of use. That's not that long. That's amazing. Best results are shown in 6 months, and it does 3 things. So 1, strengthens the anchorage into the scalp itself, okay, leading to less hair loss. It's kind of like a tree growing in the earth. This happens deeper in the skin at the level of the dermis. And 2, it increases the growth phase of the hair, so the anagen phase. And 3, it slows the telogen phase down. Actually extends the telogen phase, so there's less hair falling out. So by delaying this phase, the hair follicle stays in longer, therefore hair is falling out at a lower rate. So what will you notice? Less hair coming out, stronger hair follicles, shinier, brighter, softer, more suppler hair, improved scalp dryness. There's actually a registered health claim for this product for improvement in scalp dryness from 6 weeks onwards. It's a month and a half. Common question, what about men's hair loss? Unfortunately, in this situation, this has not been studied in men. All of the study participants were healthy women, 25 to 65 years old. For those men losing hair, the same rules apply here. Like, determine why. Like, why are you losing hair? Is it a hormonal thing? Is it a hereditary thing? Even a contact thing? Is it a hard hat? I don't know. Determine that, treat that, and support with the proper nutrients. Seeing a naturopathic doctor would just be so key in that situation. Okay, last product here. Let's talk about Adrenal Chill. Now, stress in your skin. All right. So this is why ashwagandha and L-theanine are in this product, in this presentation. So who has an unexpected elevation of stress in their lives recently? Anybody? Yeah. So anybody feeling any extra pressure? Yeah, for sure. Great addition. Great addition. I see people raising hands. I love it. Thank you for participating. Love it. Some comments I hear, okay, from patients. Oh, I get zitty during final exams. Or, oh, I get eczema when I'm stressed. Or my psoriasis flares up during tax season. Okay, yeah, there might be a component here. So I ask every patient of mine about stress. It's a big part of my practice, and it should be, I feel like it's probably a big part of every naturopathic doctor's practice. The concerns that come in to me are usually rooted in chronic stress. So it's a huge driver of day-to-day fatigue, gut issues, autoimmune disease flare-ups, anxiety, depression, and skin issues. So burnout is a thing, okay? And we cannot deny that. So when it comes to your skin, it can most certainly drive your skin condition to be worse. But why? Why, you ask? So here's a simplified little algorithm. Of course, every person is going to be different and will have other contributing factors to what's driving their skin issues. But in general, this is something I see that's consistent with most patients. So simply cortisol, when there's chronic stress, cortisol is elevated, and it continues to be elevated when chronic stress is around. Okay, so job, commuting, working at home with poor boundaries, maybe toxic relationships, like the list goes on and on and on. We used to only have short stresses back in the day when we would have to hunt our food or fight for our life, both short bouts of stress. But now the stress is following us for longer in different ways, follows around all bloody day. Insulin then drives inflammation. Okay, so when this inflammation can contribute to the inflammatory process of certain skin conditions. Not all the time, okay, but it certainly can. It's not a hard and fast rule. Cortisol, insulin, inflammation, worsening of skin symptoms. So addressing the root of this issue while fueling your body with nutritious foods, water, and using non-toxic chemicals will do wonders for your skin, but also for so many other facets of your life, okay? I can talk all night about this. So lifestyle, moderate exercise every single day, okay? Sweat daily if possible, okay? Outside time, address your sleep, okay? Those are just a few things. Diet, less processed sugar, less caffeine, anything that is going to elevate cortisol and push the fight or flight nervous system. Ashwagandha is amazing. I love it. Also known as withania. This particular type, called KSM66, is a patented ashwagandha that has been well studied in regards to stress and anxiety, sexual function, cardiovascular health. In this situation, it is shown to reduce cortisol in the body and reduces breakdown effects on the tissues. That's what cortisol does. It's catabolic. It breaks down stuff. The L-theanine portion here is the calming amino acid. So this is here to calm the nervous system down, but it doesn't mean sedating. All right. So there actually is a difference here. So it works to help in situations where acute calming is needed. So you're like high stress and you need something to like calm you down quickly. It can happen within 45 minutes. Amazing. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, promotes alpha wave state, and this is called restful wakefulness. That's a great term. So a common question around this, will I get groggy? No. Obviously, the effect of L-theanine is different for everyone, but generally ashwagandha and L-theanine is just calming, not sedating. Remember that restful wakefulness. Dose 1 to 2 caps a day. Do this twice or do this twice throughout the day because it moderates the cortisol throughout. But I mean, to be more specific, like see a naturopathic doctor so they can give you more specific dosing and depending on what's going on in your life. Take it before bed. It's okay. It won't keep you up. Okay. That was awesome. So many great concepts, lots of great nutrients and products that we talked about tonight. So let's summarize it in one slide. So skin health, it's a multifaceted health journey. All right. So understanding that skin health just doesn't come from a bottle, that's important. We have to address the underlying cause of the skin issue. Okay. If we don't treat that at the same time as supporting the skin, then we will never reach full resolution. We want to reach full resolution, and it's possible. Okay. We need to think holistically here. So lifestyle and dietary habits must be addressed. So which ones come to mind right off the bat? Hydration, gut health, sugar, stress, topical products, just to name only a few of these things. And lastly, use specific evidence-based nutrients. I even put specific twice in there to highlight the importance of that. And all of these things that we talked about tonight are specific evidence-based nutrients. Done. So that was a lot to handle, but we did it. I'm so glad that I was able to hang out with you guys and talk to you about all these wonderful products. If you want to get in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to write me a message, that's cool too. Just go to you can just write me a direct message on Instagram. But if you really want to get to me quickly, go to my website and send me an email form. It goes right to my email, and I check that more than my Instagram and Facebook messages. I'm going to bring Christina back. Oh, she's already back.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Rory. We really appreciate it. You can follow us at CanPrev on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. There are so many questions. We've been trying to get through some of them during the presentation, but we will certainly try to get through as many as we can tonight. Any that we haven't answered so far, the chat box and Q&A box are lit up. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Gibbons, for all of that amazing information. Let's get started on these questions. Actually, before we do, I just want to encourage everybody, you can go on collagen.ca for more in-depth information on collagen. You can also download a whole free book on collagen. It's called the Collagen Complete Primer, where a lot of the facts that you spoke about are going to be in that book. And so let's dive in here to the Q&A box.
Okay. So we can start at the top. Christina, what do you think?
Let's start at the top of the Q&A. The chat box is, I tried to get through the chat box as much as I can, but it's not as easy to navigate that with the questions. So we'll get started in the Q&A. If you did put something in the chat box that wasn't answered yet, just throw it in the Q&A right now, and we will get through it as quick as we can.
Yeah. Great. So first one here, what is the best CanPrev magnesium powder? The magnesium, the CanPrev magnesium powder is so good. It's all magnesium bisglycinate. Which one's the best? It depends on who you are. Which one tastes best? I like the hibiscus. Oh wait, what is the rose hip and hibiscus? Oh, so good. And the blueberry one. Those are my personal faves. And how many different flavors of this powder are available? Just check online. I think there's 5 different powders.
Yeah, you've got unflavored, you have orange zest, tropical, juicy blueberry. There is a rose hip and a berry hibiscus. There are also different levels of gentleness for the magnesium. So if you're somebody who
Mhm.
has something like Crohn's, colitis, IBS, something where you're really concerned about, taking a specific product for, concern, the bisglycinate is generally very, very easy to sort of take. But you can go for something like the Meg Liquid or the Mag 400 powder, which is a fully chelated bisglycinate and very, very gentle. And same with all of those tasty powders that Rory's talking about. Those are all fully chelated and very gentle on the tummy. That's a great question.
Yeah, thank you for adding that in. What would you recommend to help address crepey skin caused partially from a loss of weight as well as aging? Yeah, that's a good question. These products would certainly help. That specifically, Christina, do you think you could speak to that a
Yeah.
bit?
I mean, we've been doing these webinars for a few weeks now, Rory, and we've been getting this question quite a bit. So I think that in terms of crepey skin, what you're essentially looking at is you want to hydrate the skin as much as you can, and you want to plump it up as much as you can. So you're looking at things like collagen, essentially, I think would probably be my first go-to is increasing things like collagen and healthy forms of protein into your diet. But the collagen and the beautiful skin would I think would be where I would go towards for something like this, because I'm just
Mm,
thinking like, how do we hydrate? How do we plump? How do we kind of get that skin a little bit tighter? So certainly try the collagen beauty and add that to your regime and, see if that makes a difference.
cool. What about skin around the eyes? So skin around the eyes, same as the skin on your face. No matter what I use, I can't get rid of dark circles or wrinkles. So those two things I see as different. So the wrinkles using the ceramides and the omegas to like help that hydration in the outer layer. Absolutely. The dark circles, this could be other something else than just your skin. So it could be digestion related or dietary related. Dairy comes to mind right away. And like just
Allergies.
allergies, thank you. And like chronic stress, those are all, I see that in my patients for sure. The darkness under the eyes. These are shadows from the light making mine worse.
And two young kids
Yeah, right.
keeping you
Ooh,
up.
yeah. Are you familiar with chemical peels? If so, what is your opinion on them? I don't know much about chemical peels and I can't really comment on them, but I can direct you to someone in Vancouver that knows a lot about them. If you want to just send us a message separately, we can certainly hook you up. Anything you want to add to that, Christina?
Well, essentially, again, like I'm not a pro on chemical peels or anything like that, but essentially the process, if I understand it, is you are removing, layers of the skin. And the purpose of that is to increase collagen production and healing. And, there are different types of peels. So if your purpose for doing something like a collagen or a chemical peel is for healing, I would suggest something like a collagen. Anyone who's kind of doing something in a skin regime, collagen is going to benefit. And the actual collagen Verisol that we spoke about today has been studied in wound healing too, which is very cool and unique. So if you're thinking about number one, healing from the chemical peel, and number two, how you can increase collagen in the skin and suppleness and, just great skin, the collagen would be actually a great option to add into something like that as just a general wellness skin routine.
Cool. Is sustainability important when CanPrev is sourcing their fish? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, long and short, yes, for sure. And then we take those fish oils and we send it to the international fish oil standards to make sure it is the highest of quality that we can find. In regards to vegan omega sources, are they less bioavailable than regular fish or krill sources? Um, are they less? Are they sorry? Are they less bioavailable? I'm not sure if they're less bioavailable. That I think they are similar, but the concentrations are different. Okay, so they come from a different source, but the biochemical makeup is very similar to regular fish oil. Anything you want to add on that one, Christina?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think
Yeah.
you're not necessarily like vegan sources are great, but they're quite expensive. in comparison to your regular fish sources. So if you are okay with taking a fish source, you're probably going to get a higher quality for a better price. I love krill oil. I think krill oil is a great option as well. And again, you're going to see a lower dosage, but the uptake of krill is also great. So it's just preference. Like there was a time where, it's just a preference on what you prefer.
Does perimenopause affect the skin and how to help the skin during this phase of life? Yeah, it certainly could. So perimenopause, menopause, perimenopause or postmenopause, hormones are changing, as you know, and that can certainly change the quality and look of the skin. So working with a naturopathic doctor to support hormones through that process, through that season of life, absolutely can be beneficial. Also adding in things like collagen and the plant-based ceramides, that would be a great addition. But we don't want to forget silicon too. Like that is a great little nutrient that helps unlock the collagen to its do its job. Anything you want to add there, Christina?
No, I think you've got it.
Okay. Is marine collagen better? So I did touch on this earlier. It comes down to the size of the collagen peptide. We want a small size, but at the end of the day, when we have a small collagen peptide, this will be utilized better and more specific to tissue. Okay, more specific to skin. So we're looking for a 2 to 5 kilodalton size, yeah, we can. There's more information on that specific topic in the collagen primer. Actually, is there a daily limit to how much collagen your body will use? I don't think that there is a shut-off point for collagen. I know for certain nutrients there is like, okay, we don't need any more. We're just going to poop it out, such as magnesium. But I don't think that exists for collagen. There must exist for collagen. We have like negative feedbacks for everything, but I don't know if there is a limit, like a specified limit. It depends on who you are and what's going on. How important is the source of collagen? Porcine versus bovine versus marine. Yeah, again, I touched on this, and there's more information in the collagen primer on that topic. All right. Since collagen peptides are made up from amino acids, can a person get the same results by taking amino acid supplements instead of collagen supplements? Yeah, that's a great question. So no. So a hydrolyzed peptide means that the amino acids are hydrolyzed. Okay. So if you just take proline and lysine, they need to be hydrolyzed in order to be used as collagen. Okay. So you will not get the same results because it is a different pathway than what the hydrolyzed peptide is doing. So you've taken this hydrolyzed peptide, okay? It is ready to go. It is providing the building blocks you need to make collagen. Okay, it's also telling the collagen makers, fibroblasts, to make collagen. Okay, so taking the amino acids is going to be helpful in many ways, but you will not get the same results. Okay, very dark circles around my eyes, won't go away no matter what you use. Now my eyes are only becoming very wrinkly. Any suggestions? So the same suggestions here, like the wrinkles around we're talking about the outer layer. Ceramides and collagen are going to help with that. Also, like addressing the causes of the stress in that situation. What's a better way to help them understand, or a resource I can direct them to? The collagen primer. Okay, sorry, I browsed over that. So this person says that lots of customers believe that marine is for skin, bovine is for joints, and looked at me like you're crazy. I need to explain how the body will utilize peptides as needed. Collagen primer. This will help so much. So go to CanPrev, go to collagen.ca, I think it is. Or just
collagen.ca.
Yeah, collagen.ca, and you can download the collagen primer. There's an excellent breakdown of that information in there. and you can direct them to that, and it's free.
I just want to make a quick point on that is, and you might have touched on it, is just with marine, there is quite a bit of like our industry in the natural health industry. Marine has just sort of been touted as that this is our beauty collagen, right? Like it's
Yeah.
always just sort of been more of like a premium, higher priced item. And generally speaking, when people are looking for something for skin, they're sort of used to buying premium skin cream and different products. And so marine kind of fell into that, but you will get benefit from either or. It's just like you're saying, that size of the collagen and looking for a peptide size that's specific to what's going to help the quickest utilization and creation of collagen within your body.
You emphasize kilodalton size as an important factor for efficacy. Where do the types of collagen come into play in conjunction with peptide size? Dr. Frank stresses type 2 for cartilage and invites is undenatured to boot. So CanPrev has a few different, okay, sorry, I need to read that one more time. Where do the types of collagen come into play in conjunction with peptide size? So the peptide size, smaller peptides will be more specific to the skin, and larger peptides will be more specific to joints. Okay, so CanPrev has like a collagen joint formulation, which is more like 2 to 5 kilodaltons, and the collagen beauty is like 2 kilodaltons.
So I'll just kind of add on to that, Rory, if you're okay with that. So the CanPrev collagen joint and cartilage is a great formula for supporting joint and cartilage in a kilodalton size of about 3. And so when you're talking about other products like Innovite Health, they have a type 2 collagen, which is from chicken sternum. So it's one of the only sources you can actually get type 2 collagen from. That's also a great option. Both of them will work to support your joint health and inflammation. Sometimes type 2 collagen can work a little bit quicker on the inflammatory side. So they are both really great options, just different.
Very cool. Chicken sternum. Yeah, wouldn't have called that one. How about the benefits of combining collagen for structure and hyaluronic acid for moisture retention? That's a great idea. Absolutely. The collagen is the structure, hyaluronic acid lives in the middle. I'm picturing a diagram right now. When you have the collagen structure there, hyaluronic acid will behave more in a way that will retain water and hydrate the skin more effectively. MMST on its own can increase bone density. Research has shown that it increases bone density really, really well. In order to get more silicone, can I just consume the desiccant bag that comes in the container? Don't do that, please. No, the desiccant bag in the container is that little bag that says do not eat on it. So please don't consume that one. Thanks for that one. That was good. Silicone Beauty, why does it require refrigeration? Is it because of the vitamin B7? Shoot, it's gone. Altera silicone is shelf stable for 2 years once you pop the top. Why does it require refrigeration?
I think generally speaking, when we have a lineup of different liquid products, and refrigeration, generally speaking, will keep the product better for longer. But I don't really know. I can't really speak to what's in Altera silicone. It might be a different form of silicone. Like the CanPrev silicone is MMST, methylsilanetriol silicone from Nova Scotian quartz. I'm not really sure what type of silicone Altera's silicone is. Different types might require different storage. So it just kind of depends on the company, what they're using. So it's kind of hard to say without knowing that particular product. I'm not too sure.
This one just says silica. This person said, I have a very sensitive stomach and some supplements make me feel nauseated. Can these collagen and silicone products irritate my stomach? There's a potential for any product to irritate your stomach. I'd be wondering, why do you have such a sensitive stomach? Like, let's talk about that. These products are generally quite well tolerated. Okay, they're certainly generally they are well tolerated products. It's going to differ from person to person, but they shouldn't The only one that I can think of that might give you a little bit of irritation if you don't take it with food is the healthy hair product that has zinc and biotin in it. But so far, I've heard that they're very well tolerated. So I hope you figure out your sensitive stomach. Any internal products that can be taken to lessen brown spots? Brown spots.
So more age spots.
Age spots. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the age spots were sunspots. Okay. So dermis and outer layer, more so outer layer. So thinking like ceramides, the beautiful skin product is going to be probably your go-to there, and omega-3s. Do you have any recommendations for people with sensitive skin who are easily prone to visible broken capillaries, especially around the cheeks and eyes? Yeah, so the capillaries are going to live in the dermis. So collagen would be excellent for that, but also looking at certain products or nutrients and herbs even that will support your artery or your capillaries. Okay, ones that are high in something called anthocyanidins. Those would be very helpful. Anything you want to add there, Christina? No?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Just
Yeah.
like keeping healthy circulation and high antioxidant foods, collagen support as well.
Yeah. This person asked, would the beautiful skin be a benefit to treat sun damaged skin? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I just think like all of them together would be great to help sun damaged skin because it's modulating inflammation. Some of them are scavenging free radicals, and we're helping to build that skin up after it's been exposed to the sun. And could it be helpful for skin radiation? Yeah, for sure. Like helping protect the DNA in the cells themselves after that radiation, for sure. Why is CanPrev different than other over-the-shelf skin or collagen products? So one thing, I'm really glad this came up because I was thinking about this. Well, I think about this a lot when I'm doing stuff for CanPrev. The reason why I love this company and love these products is that the where the product comes from is important. Okay, the sustainability of the product is important. Where it comes from, so not just like any wheat farm, it comes from a specific farm in the Chambord region of France, for instance. That's one thing. Another thing is that they use evidence-based evidence-based ingredients. Okay, so these ingredients have been shown to do something, all right? And it's there, like the research is there in front of us. And that's important. Like we want to provide a product that we know is going to help someone. Okay. And the other thing is that these products are like professional line products. Like that means that the dose is at a therapeutic level. Okay. So it's actually recommended that there's science behind the dosage. All right. So fish oil is a great example. So if you get a fish oil that's, cheaper and over the counter, and it's like take 2 capsules a day. Okay, well, how much EPA is in each capsule? That is my question. Okay, I recommend like 2,000 milligrams of EPA, 4 grams of fish oil every day. So that is important when you're selecting a product that we're using therapeutic levels of that ingredient. Okay, so that's why I tell people like take these things because they're reliable and you can find out how they're made. Does your product reduce skin spots, and does that wheat extract have any effect on leaky gut? Oh, that's a good question. This reduce the skin spots? Yeah, it certainly help to improve them, the skin in general. And does the wheat extract have any effect on leaky gut? There is no gluten in it. Okay, so usually gluten is a driver of inflammation in the gut, but these are gluten-free products. What made CanPrev want to create healthy skin using ceramides? Something I've never seen in a supplement before. Sounds amazing and love the testimonies. Like that, like what initiated the interest in ceramides for, okay. Like what initiated this interest in ceramides? I don't know what initiated that interest, but I would love to know that as well, because it is a super like cool ingredient. So Christina, you probably have something to say about that.
All I can say is that we have the most incredible medical directors on our team that have a thirst for knowledge, research. They're NDs. We have a massive team of NDs, homeopaths, holistic nutritionists, and so our team at CanPrev is constantly looking for researched, evidence-based, clinically proven products that are going to support, healing. And so our medical director just has a thirst for knowledge and is always looking for something unique and different. And he came across and found this product and brought it to market, and we're really thankful for that. But you'll see with the CanPrev brand, it's not just within our skin line. There's a lot of innovation in the entire company, and so if you check out canprev.ca, you'll see a lot of unique things, especially coming within the next 3 months. There's even more like amazing stuff coming. So definitely, it's our team of doctors, nutritionists, homeopaths. They're great at what they do, and we're really grateful to have them on board.
What dosage of collagen peptides, MMST, and silicon are recommended per day? Depends on what's going on.
Yeah, the silicon could be 1 per day. I think the dosage on the bottle is just 1 per day. The collagen, 1 scoop per day, 1 to 2 scoops per day, depending. Like if the wound healing studies, I believe, are 2 scoops per day. It does say on the bottle, so follow the directions on the bottle to get the researched based product from that. So if you do want the studies within 28 days of smoother skin, you want to follow the dosage on the bottle because that's what it's reflecting. And the silicon is just a 1 a day.
I automatically went to like milligram dosages. Like, oh man, I don't know. It's too late. But yeah.
They're all different. They'll be different milligram dosages. They're just different products. Like some might be 5 grams, some are 2 grams to have the effect based on research. So they're all going to be a little bit different.
Are the farms for Caranet organic? So they're non-GMO. It is gluten-free, but is it organic? And is it organic, Christina?
So I don't believe it's actually certified organic, but when we're looking at where it's sourced, as you mentioned, it's from the Chambord region of France. Generally speaking, within Europe, their farming practices are a little bit different. They don't necessarily spray pesticides the same way that we do in North America. So it is a little bit different. It is non-GMO, but you can also message us on our social email as well, just to double check, but I'm pretty sure they're not certified organic, but I could be wrong. So you can always send us a message just to double check.
Cool.
Thank you.
This person says, I love Adrenal Chill. Great. I'm glad you're getting some benefit from that. Nice job. I have a severe allergy or intolerance to salicylic acid. Would this be a problem with taking silicon? These are different things. So salicylic acid is not silicon. Silicon is an abundant mineral in the body already, and salicylic acid is it's a salicylate. I can go down a whole rabbit hole on that one, but I don't believe that there would be any issue taking that at all. Bridget says, I have no questions. Great. That's great to know about hair loss. Does CanPrev have a subscription plan? I don't think so, but that's a great thing to bring up. Which product helps with cellulite? Collagen is when I was talking about collagen, that is what, that's when I mentioned the cellulite. What can I do for a staph infection across the bridge of my nose? See someone about that one. Get that infection under control. Okay. Number 1, see someone about that because you just need to control the infection right away. Healing after that infection is done, a little bit different. So giving the nutrients that the body needs in order to control that inflammation, omega-3s, ceramides would be great for that. Collagen. Yeah, those 3 that would come to mind. How much biotin is in the healthy hair product?
50 micrograms.
Okay. Adrenal Chill I keep on hand. It really helped me. Can you take it daily to prevent stress or just as needed? Both. So yeah, the Adrenal Chill is awesome that way because it has the L-theanine in it. The L-theanine can be used to like for acute situations. So for instance, this webinar started at 7:30. If I took it at 6:45, I'd be feeling pretty good at 7:30. I did not take it tonight. So I was so excited to see you guys. So yeah, you can take it every day if you want. Paul says, can you speak to ashwagandha and autoimmune disorders? I find there are two camps pertaining to this herb and its positive negative role with those struggling with autoimmune and its ability to drive the immune system, especially Th1 dominant, i.e. psoriasis, lupus, etc. What is your position in this as an ND? Care to share? Yeah, so that's a big question. It's a really wonderful question. I don't immediately go to ashwagandha for autoimmune disorders unless there's a really huge stress component to it. Okay, so when it comes to autoimmune disorders, I'm thinking right away, I'm looking at gut health. Right away, I'm like, okay, this person, like, is there a parasite living in there? Is there candida overgrowth? Is there SIBO? Is there, underlying, leaky gut? Which probably, I would use ashwagandha to help mitigate stress if this person is chronically stressed. Yeah, again, like this is a very pretty loaded question that I'd love to dive into. That could be an entire webinar, Paul. So thanks for bringing that up. Christina, what are your thoughts on using ashwagandha when someone has an autoimmune disease? I've read it can aggravate it. Kind of similar to Paul's question, where it's a large question. Like if I'm not really sure if it can aggravate it. I don't know why that would happen because it's generally a calming herb. Is there anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, with something like an autoimmune disorder, like rheumatoid arthritis or like pro-inflammation autoimmune disorders, you would want to, the only thing I would think of is maybe ashwagandha being a nightshade herb. And so maybe the potential of nightshade in inflammation, but that would be so specific. And I think it would be important to get, like, you're really into functional testing. Something like this would be important to get functional testing done to see, what your triggers are, maybe allergy, sensitivity, things like that. But I think it would really be like a one-on-one specific protocol for something like that, and very condition specific to the person. But it could be related to the nightshade. There could be so much more involved in that.
This person says, I just had the berry drink, love it. Yeah, me too. I just had mine too. Can you repeat what's best for skin versus hair and nails? So if you're going to choose one, I think this is what you're referring to. If you're going to choose collagen or silicone, collagen for skin, silicone for hair and nails. That's what that slide was. Someone was just talking to me, where can I find the collagen info you just mentioned? Collagen primer, you go to collagen.ca and you can download it there. You just Google collagen primer CanPrev, it'll probably come up. Any suggestions for tinea skin problem? Yeah, so tinea is a fungal growth. We need to deal with that, like deal with the fungal infection there, and then from there to support healing, then you do the skin healing nutrients. Would you suggest a probiotic as well to add to the skin focused supplements? Probiotics are great. Depends on what strain, what else is going on in the gut. So no, I can't be specific on that one, unfortunately. Why does collagen cause GI upset? I haven't had that issue yet. Have you had any issues, Christina, with GI upset?
Yeah, that's not something that I've seen come through a lot with that product, to be honest. I wonder if it's I have spoken to people who have taken other types of collagen that said they sometimes get nauseated feeling when they have collagen. I haven't really had that with the CanPrev collagen. When you're mixing it, it's very clear to mix. It dissolves very well. Really might depend on the person, their digestive system, what their state of the digestive system is in, maybe when they're taking collagen, what they're mixing their collagen with. So that's a tough one. It could be the type they've used or something personal going on, but it's not like a common thing that comes up with the collagen peptides from CanPrev.
Would you want to touch on missing mineral link, aka MSM? Maybe Paul could email me on that question about the MSM. Just want to keep it to, we have have some other questions that I want to go through that are more skin related. Any recommendation for sun damaged skin? Yep, we talked about that already. The outer layer, ceramides, collagen. I've been using Cytomatrix brand dermal collagen. Should I be taking the amount suggested on the label? 1 scoop? Yep, that's fine. Does silicone help maintain rate pegs as we age to anchoring the dermis to the epidermis? I don't know what rate pegs means. Do you know what that means, Christina?
No, that's not what I'm familiar with.
No? Okay.
So you could message us at the social email, and then we could definitely dig a little bit deeper with our medical directors and team to see if there's any studies or anything that could support that. So just send us an email, and we'll get to that separately.
Okay, any suggestions for tinea? We talked about that already. So deal with the fungal infection. Most collagens just seem to be hydrolyzed. Am I correct in thinking if you take these, your body must break them down to digest? This is no, that's the point of the hydrolyzed peptides, is that they're bioavailable. They don't need to be broken down in the gut. What helps with osteoarthritis? So many things. So many things, but we're going to keep it to the skin and skin health tonight. You can message me separately if you'd like. I can give you some resources. B3 niacinamide help with brown spots. Maybe, I'm not sure about the research on niacinamide and brown spots. Any recommendations for varicose veins? Yeah, something that's rich in anthocyanidins, but also talk to a naturopathic doctor about that. But it depends on how bad the veins are. You may you may need to see someone else for a more elaborate treatment. At the beginning of our presentation, you mentioned liver burden briefly. Can you elaborate on this a bit, please? Yeah, sure. Really quickly here. So liver burden, it sounds terrible. I just don't like that term. But basically, your liver is a giant filter in your body. Okay, so we eat and drink toxins, we breathe toxins, and we put toxins on our skin. And all of that stuff goes into our bloodstream and goes to the liver to be processed to say, like, can we use this or not? And so when we have a lot of that in our system, the liver produces something called peroxides, and those can flow into the body, into the bloodstream, and come affect us in different areas, skin being one of them. Okay, that's a pretty loaded question. I think we might be having a webinar come up soon on detoxes, which we'll probably be talking about liver burden. So stay tuned for that. But long and short, see a naturopathic doctor if you have concerns about your liver. Does low zinc correlate to skin hair issues? And how about low iron, although I'm past 50? Yes and yes. It can. Low zinc can, and low iron. Are these products sold in Berkeley or San Francisco? Are they sold in the States? I don't think so.
No, we're not in the States. I mean, online would be your best option in that case, because I don't believe you'll be able to find them in the States in a retail store there. And we're just a Canadian company, and we're keeping it local.
Is collagen bone good for skin too? Yeah, you'll definitely get some skin benefits by using that one. Could you touch on EPA versus DHA? Yeah, I touched on this earlier in the presentation. EPA, long and short, I use this for inflammatory control, and DHA is more for nervous and nerve health. I have psoriasis and use Adrenal Chill every day. Great. How do I find CanPrev on Facebook? At facebook.com/CanPrev. What are those delicious sounding flavors tropical blueberry sourced from?
So they're natural flavors that you're going to find. And if you go online to canprev.ca, all of the ingredients are listed out there, very transparent. And if you have any questions about the natural flavors or anything like that, you can email us directly, and we can provide you with all the info that we have.
Oh, man, they taste so good. I'm
Yeah.
just so constantly like impressed. Any suggestions for menopausal symptoms? I have lots of suggestions, but more specifically, see a naturopathic doctor that deals with women's health, specifically menopause, specifically hot flashes. Yeah, it's a hormonal thing that's going on for sure. Does CanPrev make a detox product? Yes, it's called Detox Pro actually, and this is something I'll probably be touching on in a different webinar later on in the year. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, maybe like see a naturopathic doctor to see if like detoxing, which way is the right way for you to go. Is it normal to bruise easily as we age? Is it related to poor skin health? Bruising easily, I mean, yes, as you age, things change, right? So the skin integrity changes, the capillary integrity changes, and that if the capillaries aren't strong, they are more likely, they are more easily broken, and then blood spills out and creates a bruise, right? So if your skin isn't as strong, then and your arteries, or sorry, oh my gosh, and then capillaries aren't as strong, then yeah, you might be more prone to bruising. Yeah, that's kind of it. Is it normal? It's common to bruise easily as you age. Is there citric acid or ascorbic acid in your products? Because with my heartburn, I'm going to be able to tolerate these. There is no vitamin C in collagens or in anything that we talked about tonight. There is citric acid as a sweetener in, I believe, the silicone liquid. Is that right?
Sorry, I was reading a question. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. This question was, is there citric acid or ascorbic acid in your products? I think citric acid is used as a sweetener or as a flavor in one of the
As
liquids.
more as a preserving method, yes.
Preserving method, sorry.
Yes, yeah. So because our silica liquid actually doesn't really have any flavoring. So I mean, the citric acid does actually give it a light kind of sweetness, but it is more there as a preserving agent than like a flavoring. So what a lot of people do is just kind of mix it with water, or even if they're taking the collagen, they mix it with that and make a little cocktail with it. So
Little cocktail, excellent.
if you can't handle that, perhaps maybe, now I see the rest of the question, perhaps maybe the capsule might be best, and avoid the liquid and just see if the capsule supports against your heartburn a little bit better.
Last question of the night. Do you still recommend an iron supplement if candida is present? A little off topic from tonight, but I've read that candida feeds on iron, but if someone is iron deficient, losing lots of hair and higher iron foods are not enough, what to do? So we got to deal with your gut, like long and short. We got to figure out why the candida is sticking around in there and how we can eradicate that. And if it is candida, and maybe it's something else, right? Because candida is tricky to test. So there might be other, like, depending on the history here, there may be some other gut issues happening, such as small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or even like a lingering parasite that might be underlying, or even H. pylori, because H. pylori eats iron, SIBO eats iron. So that's a loaded question. I can't really recommend taking an iron supplement or what, but you need to get the gut in order to start absorbing iron. And if you're losing iron, then we need to get that in order too, right? It's kind of a double-edged sword. Thank you so much for all the amazing questions. And I'm glad we got through all of them, right?
Yeah. I mean, the chat still has, I think, a few things, but we got to most things, and I think everyone put them in the Q&A box. But what a great bunch of attendees tonight. Wow. Some really amazing questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Rory, thank you so much for that incredible presentation.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This is so good. I'm really happy to be able to chat with so many people participating. So thank you for sticking around throughout the entire question period too. If you need to get in touch with us, you know how to get in touch with us. So please do that. If you have any other questions or comments or constructive feedback. All right. I don't have anything else I need to add. Thank you so much. Again, Christina, thank you so much for helping tonight. And Christina, do you have any closing comments?
just if you haven't followed us, follow us. And if we did miss any questions, please just send us an email. Don't hesitate to message us. We'd be happy to connect you with our team and make sure that you have all of your information answered. And just thank you so much for your time. We know it's a busy time right now, and we really do truly appreciate you being here this evening with us to talk about all this great information. So have a wonderful night, everyone.